Based on the causality, we can divide inflation into two types. One is demand pull inflation, another is cost push inflation. First, I like to explain demand pull inflation. In Japanese history, we call the time from about 1955 to 1973 the age of high economic growth. In this era, Japanese economic growth rate increased by over 10% every year on average, so that our wages or salaries went up by 15% or 20%. We could afford to buy various things. Please watch the figure. We well known for demand supply curve, but in this case, aggregate demand supply curve. Vertical axis shows shows the price in general, not the price of a certain product. That is, for example, consumer price index. Horizontal axis shows total amount of sales. That means approximately GDP. If our salaries increase, aggregate demand curve moves right. Then point of intersection moves upper right. This means consumer price index increases and our GDP increases. They say good inflation. In reality, many companies earned a lot of money so that they could invest a lot of money to improve their manufacturing system. Then aggregate supply curve moved left. Then inflation rate was lower than we expected. Investment was very important. During the era of Japanese high economic growth rate, these were few regulations in terms of pollution. Various pollutions happen in various areas, but various infrastructures were built, for example, bullet trains net. Next, I like to explain about cost push inflation. We are experiencing this type of inflation these days, bad inflation. The price of crude oil increased. Ukrainian war caused increasing cost of raw materials, foods, transport, cost increasing. The then aggregate supply curve moves left. A equilibrium point moved upper left. This means prices increased. Inflation and then inflation. GDP shrinked. This is bad inflation. We are experienced in this age. Thank you very much.